Thank you. Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Should I go louder? Yes. Well, this is Julie Stein. I'm the Chief of Policy for Mayor Adena Ishii. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here for the 30th annual Mayor Student amazingly large applause for our Bayside Quartet from Berkeley High School. Back from the New Orleans Jazz Fest, they should be there. So I'm going to start with a land acknowledgement. Bear with me for a second. The city of Berkeley recognizes that the community we live in was built on the territory of Huchu, the ancestral and unceded land of Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people, the ancestors and descendants of the sovereign Verona band of Island County. This land was and continues to be of great importance to all the Ohlone tribes and descendants of the Verona band. As we begin our event tonight, we acknowledge and honor the original inhabitants of Berkeley, the documented 5,000-year history of a vibrant community at the West Berkeley Shell Mound, and the Ohlone people who continue to reside in the East Bay. We recognize that Berkeley's residents have and continue to benefit from the use and the occupation of this unceded, stolen land since the City of Berkeley's incorporation in 1878. It is not only vital that we recognize the history of this land, but also recognize that the Ohlone people are present members of the Berkeley and other East Bay communities today. The City of Berkeley will continue to build a relationship with the Lishan tribe and to create meaningful actions that uphold the intention of this land acknowledgement. Thank you. The program, so that you all know the run of show that we're going to go through tonight, which is pretty exciting, and then I'll do some quick housekeeping. So you heard about the music again, thank you. There will be some opening remarks from Mayor Adena Ishii. Then we'll have some welcome from our campus representatives, UC Berkeley campus representatives, followed by a dance performance from performers from Berkeley High, our student speaker, and our Vice Chief Poet Laureate. Then, the moment you all have been waiting for, the Student Recognition Awards. So we have an exciting presentation for you tonight and some little housekeeping. Because this is, those of you who've been in Berkeley High events or BTEC events, you know that the logistics are sometimes challenging. So I'm going to give you some directions. First, for students, you will find a name card on your chair. Do not lose it. It's in the little notebook that you've got. It has your name on it, along with the phonetic spelling, so that the person who's reading it sounds it out the way your name is. We really want to respect your name. If the phonetic spelling, which means how it's spelled out is how it sounds, isn't accurate, feel free to correct it. And you're going to hand that slip to the person who's reading off the names. Your certificate is also on your chair. If you have not sat on it yet, don't. And don't wrinkle it, because it is your certificate for the night. And you can frame it when you get home. We're really honored to have you here. Also, you will bring up your name and your certificate when you get called up in line. Last, this is forever. The bathrooms are on the 4th floor. And floor in the Amazon Center. And also, just lastly, we will be taking individual photos of each student. So we ask parents and guardians and friends and family to hold off from running to the front of the stage, because we've got a photographer who's going to take a photo, and we will get them to the students within a couple of weeks. And now, I'd like to officials and special guests that we have here tonight. From the City Council, we have Council Member Igor Tregub. We have school board members, Vice President, School Board Member Jen Korn, and School Board Director Jennifer Shanoski back there. We have representatives from the Office of Congresswoman Latifah Simon and the Office of Senator Adegin. We have our city manager, and we have our chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley, Rich Lyons. We have the president of Berkeley City College, Dr. Denise Richardson. And we have assistant superintendent of Berkeley Schools, Jill Hogendijk. And if I missed any other really important, prestigious folks, just raise your hand now. And now it's my honor to introduce Mayor Adena Ishii. Mayor Ishii is the first Asian American and first woman of color to serve as Berkeley's mayor. Her professional experience is rooted in her work as a nonprofit consultant, collaborating with organizations on staff engagement, organizational development, team building, and group facilitation. Mayor Ishii grew up in Southern California and was actively involved in the Japanese American community through Nihon Buyo. No, she's going to correct me. Traditional Japanese dancing. Her identity as a Japanese, Chinese, Indian American allowed her to learn about Asian American history, which instilled in her a strong sense of justice. Mayor Ishii later moved to Berkeley and began her studies at Berkeley City College, where she became involved in politics, advocating against budget cuts to education. She became the youngest and first woman of color to serve as the president of the local League of Women Voters. And she transferred from Berkeley City College to UC Berkeley to the Haas School of Business when the chancellor was dean. And later, she graduated from Santa Clara University School of Law. It's my pleasure to welcome Adena Ishii, Mayor of Berkeley.
Thank you so much, Julie. She did the long bio, so. Okay, I also want to thank the Murillo family. Where are you sitting? Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Murillo is really the person who came up with these awards. We've been doing them for 30 years, and so I think it's so important to honor his legacy, and thank you so much to his family for being here. Okay, so those of you who know me know that I like to be a little bit more casual when I speak. And so you have already heard basically my entire bio, so you know my life story. But the theme for this evening is endless possibilities. And so I want to speak to that because I think that when people see, oh, you're the mayor of Berkeley, you're somebody who's important and you had this life where you've been successful. And I think that what sometimes that does is it covers over some of the things that I think I've been through in order to get to where I am today. And I think that that's actually really important because sometimes in our life, the road is not always straight, but we get to where we need to go. And that's so important, I think, especially for our young folks who are here today, to know that the possibilities are endless for you. I think that as a young person, I oftentimes felt like that's something that's meant for other people. That other people have the opportunities and the resources to be able to get somewhere, but maybe I don't really have that. I feel like I'm the one who has to actually fight for that all the time. And so I want to give a little more context to my story and how I came here. I'm someone, like as was said, grew up in Southern California, but a big part of my story was that my father was sick from the time I was really young. He had early onset dementia. And so in my family, I was the person who was working, I was caregiving, I was helping with my younger siblings. Like I'm sure many of you also have had those experiences. And ended up leaving high school, actually, in the middle of 10th grade. something that I think a lot of folks don't think of when they look at me. And in that, I ended up going to community college. This was stated too. But that experience in community college was one of the most important and influential experiences of my life. I have had the benefit, of course, of going to UC Berkeley's High School of Business. And in community college, I really learned a lot about myself as an individual, how to engage in politics, how to fight for what I think is right, and how to organize others to do the same. And these influential experiences in my life, came with people telling me, you shouldn't even apply to UC Berkeley. You're not going to get in. You shouldn't run for mayor. You're not going to win. And I think that what is important for me in this theme of endless possibilities is that you all know that regardless of where you're coming from, the kind of experiences that you've had in your life, that you know that you can get to where you want to go despite those experiences. And in fact, those experiences help provide you with the life experience and context that will help you get even further in so many different ways. Today's actually the 11th anniversary of an op-ed that I wrote about community college because there were so many people who were talking about community college. It's something that people go to, because they couldn't get in somewhere else. And we know that that's just not true. And in my op-ed, I talked about how I've seen so many people who have been through challenging circumstances in their lives go to UC Berkeley and get in. And I hear all the time from professors and staff about the rich life experiences that they're bringing into the classroom, the context that they're bringing that provides a much deeper education. And so I think it's so important that as we think about endless possibilities, that we think about all of our life experiences and the way in which we show up in a space that provides, more benefit to everybody else too. So you all know I became mayor of Berkeley, so I am very incredibly proud of that work. But I do also just want to mention that as one of our youngest mayors, as our first woman of color elected mayor, there were many people who told me along the way, you shouldn't do it, don't run, you're not going to make it. And I'm very proud to be here today because I think it's a real reminder that regardless of where people think you should be, you're the one that knows where you're going to end up. So I want to say thank you so much. I am so incredibly proud of these students. My staff has told me so much about you and your stories and all the things that you're doing to make our community a better place. And I want to say thank you so much because what you add to the community, it just makes us a beautiful, vibrant city. And I'm very excited to see what you all do in the future. And thank you so much also to all the parents who are out here, guardians, family members, friends that are here to support them, because these are the folks that are going to help you get to your next level. And, I'm wishing you all absolutely the best. I'm so grateful to be here today. Thank you so much for being here, for all the work you're doing in the community, and I'm very excited to see where you all end up. Cheers.
Thank you, Mayor Ishii. This event has always benefited from a wonderful partnership with the University of California, Berkeley. And so I'm honored now to be able to introduce Dr. Amber Johnson, who is the Assistant Vice Chancellor and Chief of Staff of the Division of Equity and Inclusion here at Berkeley. Sorry. Dr. Johnson serves as the Assistant Vice Chancellor and Chief of Staff to the Division of Equity and Inclusion. They are also the founding director of the Justice Fleet, a mobile justice museum that fosters healing through art, dialogue, and play. A former award-winning professor of communication and social justice, Dr. Johnson is a leader, author, and innovator working at the intersection of higher education and community impact. They focus on helping institutions and people build cultures of courage, belonging, and real-world change by sharing practical tools that turn into valuable action.
I too am more casual, and I was so happy that that intro was so short. And then you walked back up here. I said, no. On behalf of UC Berkeley and the Division of Equity and Inclusion, welcome to our campus and welcome to our community. I am so honored to be here on this stage. This is one of the happy moments of my job, because I'm sure you can imagine working in my division, not all the moments are happy. I like to start my day and my speeches with gratitude. So first, I want to give gratitude to every student in here. You are all leaders. When we talk about endless possibilities, we also have to talk about possibility models. You all are a possibility model for what our administration at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue should be. And I thank you for that. I also want to thank the caregivers and the parents who brought you here, who raised you to this point, as well as all of the invisible labor, the people who keep this room clean, the people who prepared our food, the people who organized and printed the programs, who created the run of shows. That's right, give it up for all of them. Thank you. And I also want to thank Mayor Ishii. You are stewardship mobility at its finest. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Thank you for sharing your story. To go from Berkeley City College to go from dropping out in the 10th grade, the same care that you held your father, you hold our city, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank you for doing your job. So your work on the Sanctuary City Task Force is so meaningful, but really also you've opened your doors to our actual students who come and work in your office as fellows. You create new possibilities, and some of these babies are going to benefit. All of them are already benefiting, but they're going to benefit tangibly from your work, so thank you. Okay, so endless possibilities. I'm going to tell you two stories. I'm going to be super fast. Okay, I'm probably not. Two stories. The first story is about my first tattoo. Okay, random, I know, but stick with me. It is embrace possibilities with these three little birds flying off my shoulder. I chose to get that tattoo when I was 32 years old, sitting in bed with my son, who was actually graduating from Berkeley High School and headed to UC Riverside in the fall. Sorry, Berkeley. Oh, Chanson Lyon's not here. It's okay. And so we were watching American Ninja Warrior. Now, at the time, I couldn't do a single pull-up. I could only do modified push-ups. You would not catch me in anybody's gym. All right? I was out of shape. And I watched that show with my son, and I said, you know what? I'm going to model something for my kid. And I told him, I said, I'm going to go on that show. You know, kids, they're gullible. They're like, yeah, Mom. In 2014, I went on that show. I did. It took all 2 of them years to train for it, but I got that tattoo to remind me every day that the things that I carry on my shoulders also lift me up, right? And if I embrace that possibility, I can go anywhere I want to go. Which brings me to my second story. Before I became a university administrator, I was a faculty member. Now, I don't know if y'all know faculty members, but I was a professor of communication and social justice, minding my own business. Y'all, I worked 2 days a week. I taught 1 class a semester. I ran a research institute, and I probably worked 5 hours a week. Don't tell my old boss. I was minding my business. So people say, you know, when are you going to become a chair or a dean or a president or a provost? And I was like, never. Do you see my life? I'm happy. And then I got recruited to be the dean of the Arizona State Hugh Downs School of Communication. And I was very resistant. I don't want to do that. They have to work every day. But I applied anyway. When I applied, my then provost said, I don't want you to leave. Write your dream job. I'll give it to you. To which I said, I don't dream about work. However, I reached out to the vice president of diversity and community engagement, and I said, I want to work with you because you make a difference. If I'm going to work every day, I'm going to make a difference. I mean, not to say that my faculty work didn't. It was important, but it was a different kind of difference. And I did that job. I worked with him for 2 months to write this beautiful job description. 2 days after they announced it, he died. He had a stroke on Zoom, working. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks, working. When he passed, they asked me to take on his role, and I said, you are not going to kill me. 2 weeks they begged. I finally said, yes, fine. And I did his job. And then I got to see how higher ed really works. And I said, if I'm going to do this in this role, I have to be at an institution that cares about the impact I want to make. So I was going to leave that school, and I was going to leave higher ed. And then UC Berkeley knocked on my door, and they asked me to come here. And now, when we talk about embracing possibility, sometimes leadership is an urge. It's the body saying, I'm going to be on American Ninja Warrior. But sometimes it's the call. It's the call to say, hey, you're a leader, and you need to step up. And so my Black, queer, non-binary self, I use they, them pronouns, but all these tattoos, that was just the first. And all my piercings and my mohawk. Am the Assistant Vice Chancellor and Chief of Staff at the #1 public institution on earth. You can do it. So when you get the call, how the call arrives is not what's important, it's what you do with it. Today is a call. Tomorrow you will have a new one. I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you.
We are so happy you answered the call and that we have you here in Berkeley. Now I'd like to welcome and introduce our dance group, the legacy of the $1 Million Dance Team. The team was created in 2024 at Berkeley High School by visionary student leaders, student dancer Amaya Boone and Jamaica Rodriguez. The $1 Million Dance Team began with a singular, powerful mission to cultivate a safe, high-energy sanctuary for artistic expression. Built by students for the community, MDT was designed as a space where creativity knows no bounds and every dancer has a voice. Tonight, they choose an Afro-Haitian dance piece to represent not only the endless possibilities within us, but also to pay homage to the culture during Haitian Heritage Month. The song MDT will be performing tonight is called Tande, which means to listen. As we continue to strive for excellence, it is necessary to take heed of the knowledge, wisdom, and our support systems that came before us to ensure we stay on the right path. And now for the dance performance. Wow, let's give it up for MDT again. And now I would like to welcome Leisha Kaylin Garcia. Is a graduating senior at Berkeley Technology Academy. She is our student speaker tonight. She has served as a school leader, a student board representative, and a student speaker for the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. She enjoys writing and working with children and plans to attend community college this fall.
It's a little high, sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Leisha Garcia, and I am not good enough. Thank you for providing me with the opportunity to speak, by the way. Opportunity seems so far out of reach for someone who isn't good enough. Yet, here I am on this stage with the privilege of speaking to all of you. 4 years ago, I transferred from Berkeley to Pittsburgh. I transferred to Berkeley from Pittsburgh and felt a deep-seated sense of unbelonging from day one. No one was purposefully making me feel that way, but nevertheless, I still sat with the feeling. I stopped attending classes, I didn't talk to anyone, and I shut everyone out, including those that cared the most about me. I believed it would pass, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, but certainly before next year, right? It did not pass. All throughout the following year, I continued to sit and sulk in this sense that I did not belong. At the time, if you told me I was going to end up writing and performing a speech on the theme of endless possibilities, I would have told you that that was cliche and could only apply to people who got lucky. However, as my wonderful English teacher says, there is only one way to truly, completely fail, and that is to give up. Come my junior year, I had pretty much given up. I was enrolled into Berkeley Technology Academy, and for those who don't know, this is a continuation and alternative school. It's where the bad kids go, or so everyone says. I was nervous and believed that this was just another place where I wouldn't feel like I belonged, especially since I felt so abnormal for not fully attending my freshman and sophomore years of high school. On day one of BTech, my counselor from Berkeley High came with me because I was that nervous. I was expecting that all the cool kids there wouldn't like me, the teachers would be mean to me, and there would be all kinds of chaos and fights. To my surprise, it was normal, just a smaller school. However, I still wasn't particularly happy until I started to get to know people and realized it would only be a bad place if I made it that way. Everyone at BTech is dealing with something. We have teens who are unhoused, unaccompanied minors, people with mental and physical illnesses, and students with behavior plans. And I am sure there are plenty of students at BHS who are struggling as well. But while I was there, I never opened myself up enough to others to realize it. At BTech, I finally let myself make connections and reveal to my peers and to adults what I was going through. To my surprise, I wasn't alone. When I realized that everyone there also had felt a sense of not belonging, this made me feel like I had finally found my community. Our lack of belonging in other spaces is what makes us belong to each other. Together, we push each other to be better. I began attending my classes more regularly, engaging in my school community, and making friends. As much as I want to say it's been all sunshine and roses since then, it definitely has not. I still struggle every day with my mental health and with feeling like I'm inadequate. I truly didn't think I would get chosen to be giving this speech, because to be honest, my GPA isn't even that great. I still don't always attend classes, and I still overthink everything, but I keep pushing through. For someone who's not good enough, I've held down a job for nearly 2 years, worked at a Social Security internship, completed multiple training programs, served as my school's board representative, and I'm even CPR certified. I say all this not to brag. Trust me, I hate talking about myself, but to point out that even though I reached such a low point, I was still able to accomplish all those things. And it feels kind of weird giving life advice to a bunch of adults and to students who were way more impressive than I am, but my teacher nominated me against my will. So here we go. If I've learned anything about high school, or through my high school experience, it's that growth is not a constant up. There will be downs, there will be moments of stagnancy, but within that lies your work of becoming. When you face challenges, when you don't want to get out of bed or have dozens of missing assignments, and yet you keep moving forward anyway, that resiliency, that ability to overcome the worst is what makes you who you are. There's a reason that in classic stories, the hero has to face obstacles before getting what they want. If my life had been easy all the time, I wouldn't have learned how strong of a person I am. I wouldn't be nearly as empathetic of others' problems or as unwilling to put up with injustices. Things can suck. Things will suck. And yet there's still always a way through. The only way to truly fail is to give up. If you don't give up, if you keep trying, then you haven't failed. The idea of endless possibilities isn't one I love because it ignores the systemic racism, poverty, sexism, homophobia, and other biases built into our society. Yes, everyone does have endless possibilities, but those possibilities are a lot easier to access for some than for others. Still, the idea that you have the power to do whatever you want with your life is true, and always will be. For some of us, it's more of an uphill journey than for others. When you have to overcome more obstacles to achieve the possibilities you want, you end up a tougher, more determined person. My journey to endless possibilities has been, and continues to be, a really difficult one. But I keep going, and I keep putting one foot in front of the other. I may not feel good enough, but that doesn't stop me from trying, and it shouldn't stop anyone else. Thank you.
Wow. Laisha, thank you for sharing your story. You rock. You belong. We are so honored to have you here today. Okay. We have a little bit of a change in your program, and I am honored to introduce our Vice Poet Laureate, Rachel Dunn. Rachel is in the 9th grade, attending Berkeley High. She has been writing most of her life and enjoys reading books as well as poetry. She has been inspired by those around her who read, write, and pursue their passions. She writes about her life and her personal experiences, as well as her observations about the world and the people around her. Rachel, would you like to come on up?
Hi, my name is Rachel Dunn. I'm the Vice Youth Poet Laureate, and the poem I'm going to be performing today is by the Berkeley Youth Poet Laureate Nolowit Ketsema. It's called Endless Possibilities. They speak of endless possibilities as if they are stars, distant, decorative, something meant to be admired more than touched. They speak of endless possibilities as if they belong to the sky, hung high above us, cold with distance. Beautiful only because they cannot be held. But I have never trusted things that shine only when unreachable. I have found possibility elsewhere, in the pause before a person answers, where truth and fear stand face to face, in the hinges of a door, where leaving and returning sound exactly the same, in a seed which must first mistake itself for burial before it understands bloom. Possibility is rarely bright at first. It often arrives dressed as doubt, wearing the face of delay, standing in the shape of loss. Possibility is rarely bright at first. It often arrives... I'm so sorry. We are too quick to name things finished. A winter branch looks like surrender to anyone who does not know spring. Ash looks final to anyone who has never seen soil fed by fire. A closed road teaches the language of turning. An empty hand makes room for what could not fit before. Even grief, with all its dark furniture, creates strange new space inside the house of a person. What is endless if not the ways a heart can continue? What is possibility if not breath choosing to return again and again to a body acquainted with storms? Look closely. The river does not argue with stone. It learns it, then passes through. The sky is full of exits for those who call them wings. The ground is full of entrances for those who call them roots. The same storm that tears branches loose teaches others how deeply to hold. And we are made of such contradictions. We are creatures of both anchor and flight, of memory and hunger, of falling and rising. We carry entire horizons beneath our ribs. Inside one person, there can be 1,000 unopened doors, a voice not yet discovered, a kindness delayed by fear, a future standing patiently behind the version of us that believes this is all we are. There are names we have not become yet. There are languages our mouths could learn. There are loves we have not yet recognized, because they arrived as friendship first. There are talents sleeping in the body like tools in a locked room. There are ideas pacing inside silence, waiting for someone brave enough to let them out. How many people once believed their life had narrowed forever, only to find a window where they had been mourning a wall? How many endings were only entrances seen from the wrong side? The fallen leaf feeds roots it will never meet. The setting sun is already lighting another country. What appears to disappear often changes address. So too with us. Failure is sometimes a workshop. Loneliness can become a lantern. Pressure can reveal the shape of strength. Even doubt can force us to ask better questions. What if the obstacle is not in front of the path, but part of it? What if the delay is teaching timing? What if the thing that broke you open was making room? We praise certainty because it is tidy, but possibility has never been like that. It spills, wanders, changes its name halfway through the story. It asks us to plant gardens without guarantees of rain. It asks us to speak kindly before kindness is returned. It asks us to build bridges before we know who will cross. There are people among us now who look ordinary only because miracles prefer plain clothes. Do not underestimate them. History often enters wearing humble shoes. Every city itself knows this truth. Every street was once an idea. Every building was once air. Every movement began as one person refusing to mistake custom for law. Progress is simply imagination with its hands dirty. So, when they ask where endless possibilities live, do not point upward. Do not point far. Do not speak only of tomorrow as if today is powerless. Point to the wound becoming wisdom. Point to the silence becoming voice. Point to the person standing in the ruins of yesterday, still speaking in future tense. Point to the one who was told no. So many times they learned to hear it as background noise. Point to the one who arrived late and still changed everything. And if you need one final place to look, look inward. There is more within you than the hour has used. More roads than fear has walked. More songs than sorrow has silenced. More light than the dark has measured. You are not a finished room. You are a house still being built. Windows waiting for sunrise. Doors waiting for keys. Hallways long enough for footsteps to echo through. Endless possibilities are not elsewhere. They are not reserved for the chosen, the lucky, untouched by hardship. They are here, in the breath after disappointment, in the hand lifted once more, in the choice to keep becoming when becoming is difficult. They are here, quiet as seeds, restless as rivers, certain as dawn. And they are asking, even now, not what the world will give us, but what we will dare to grow from it. Thank you. That was Endless Possibilities by Nolawit Ketsama.
Thank you, Rachel. And now comes the moment we've all been waiting for, our student awards. I would like to introduce Lupe Gallegos Diaz. Lupe is a lecturer in with the UC Berkeley Department of Ethnic Studies, and Fish with YouthWorks here in the city of Berkeley. And Mayor Ishii, can I ask you to come up and stand up here because you're going to take a photo with our awardees. I want to let folks know that teachers and staff and administrators at Berkeley High, BTech, and Independent Study were all asked to nominate students, and they could nominate 2. And our students here are the students who represent the pride and the power that we see here at Berkeley in our Berkeley schools. They were asked to nominate people in a number of different categories, and I'll quickly read them: leadership, citizenship, communication, extraordinary effort, performing and visual arts, sports and athleticism, and community service. Our announcers will be reading the names of each student and what they were recognized for by their teachers or staff. And what will happen now is now I'm just going to give some directions to the kids. All right. The line attendant who will raise their hand and show you who they are. Line attendants, is that Andrea? Just raise your hand so they know who you are. Is going to come to your row and bring you to the right side of the stage. Stay in the order in which you are sitting. You are listed by alphabet, so it makes it easiest for us to stay coordinated. Stay seated until the line attendant gets to you and leads you toward the stage. Please take your name card and the award with you when you line up. Again, stay in order. Once you reach the end of the ramp, please hand your name card to the presenter, and the presenter will read your name and your award. As your name is called, you'll cross the stage, come up the ramp, you'll carry your award, and you will shake the hand and take a photo with the mayor. Please exit over here where the steps are, and when you go back to your seat, go all the way back around and don't cross in front of your family sections. And now I am going to hand it off to Lupe to begin reading the names.
Okay. All right, we're going to start. Our first is Abigail Pique, and is getting the award in extraordinary efforts. Our next is Adiel McGilvray, and is getting the award in citizenship. Akoni Smith-Russ Kobayashi, and the award extraordinary effort. Our next one, Alicia Thompson, is getting the award in extraordinary effort. Alec Kravets, and is getting the award in sports and athleticism. Alexandra Estrada Navarro is getting for extraordinary effort. Our next, Alexander Romero, is getting for the award in citizenship. Alexandra Lea Kamurian is getting the award in performing and visual arts. Ahmad Kaku is getting the award in citizenship. Amara Stewart Collins is getting for extraordinary effort. Amelia Amago is getting it for Leadership Award. Cedar Love Dickinson is getting the award for Communications. Cassian Evans for Performing and Visual Arts. Okay, Brooks Trotmore for Community Service and Leadership. Frosha Fakir for extraordinary effort. All right, Tahi Albert for extraordinary effort and leadership. Ariel Danielle for extraordinary effort and communications. Ariel Piercy for sports and athleticism. Anika Kiwa for extraordinary effort. Angel Perez Cepres for extraordinary effort and citizenship. Corday Cole for extraordinary effort and citizenship. Dorna Reed for performing and visual arts. Dagmar Sell for sports and athleticism. Dalen Clark for citizenship. Donna Sofia Garcia Aguilar for extraordinary effort. Danilo Nube for citizenship. Dasan Brown for extraordinary effort. Davi Reyes for citizenship. Dior Gordon for leadership and citizenship. Isabella Ramos for community service. Irai Marani, communications. Haley Maya Sacramento for performing and visual arts. Haley Lara Guzman for extraordinary effort. Jitandali Baosu Shine, extraordinary effort. Gideon Hailstones for extraordinary effort. Ezra Abarnalel, extraordinary effort. Eve Ayal as leadership for award. Enrico Guerrero for community service. Iliel Taveras for performing and visual arts. Jaden Washington for extraordinary effort. Javier Herrera for sports and athleticism. Jennifer Kate Mendoza for performing and visual arts. Jillian Faye Assis's extraordinary efforts. Judy Schwartz for Citizenship Award. Jude Spackrack for performing and visual arts. Kaylon Colston for Leadership Award. And we have Kai Hansenschen for performing and visual arts.
Let's go, guys. Yeah, you know. Leisha Garcias Covas. Communications, extraordinary effort. This you, right? Yeah. Lexi Botoras, extraordinary effort. Leslie Martinez Zaruzua, extraordinary effort. Legend Rojo, leadership, citizenship. Lania Divine Scott, leadership. Ko Suzuki, performing and visual arts. Yeah, oh yeah. Kingston Kopman, performing and visual arts. Kaylee Holland, sports and athleticism. Yeah. Camila Pie, citizenship, extraordinary effort, performing and visual arts. Wow. That's a lot. Oh, yes. Liliana Gonzalez Rangel, extraordinary effort. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo-wee. They out here doing it. Lucy Zimining, extraordinary effort. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, come on in, baby. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, come over here and say it again. So nice, say it twice. Go ahead, so nice, say it twice. Tell the people who you are.
My name is Legend Rugel.
Legend! Yeah, with a name like that, go up there. Go on up there, fella. That's the legend. That was the living legend right there. Yeah. All right. Magnolia Sin, citizenship. Woo-wee. Yes. Manasi Limichanan. Hold on, did I say it right? Lima Chiney. Extraordinary effort. Thank you for that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Marshall Piegler, leadership. Oh, Marshall. Looking sharp. Yeah. Max Pareto Fredis, leadership and well-dressed. Maya Dang, community service. Ooh, come on, look at this. Maya Jane Mathor, citizenship. Maya Ruduno Urbina, extraordinary effort and well-dressed. Mila Sky Appleton, sports and athleticism. Noelia Ramirez Lazalde, leadership, performing, and visual arts. Yeah. The dude. Overyarn Willis Jr., community service. Nisha Nafri, citizenship. Yeah. Nicole Gutierrez, leadership. Neela Green, leadership, communications. Miranda Corey, communications. Milagra Rabara, extraordinary effort. Boom, don't be playing with them. Kaylee Anderson, extraordinary effort. Oh, yes. Paxton Kettler, leadership, citizenship, extraordinary effort, and best blazer. Rachel Dunn, performing and visual arts. Ramona Cohen, communications. Retib Signer, leadership, extraordinary effort. Yes. Richard Diaz, leadership. He got a cool walk, don't he? Don't he got a cool walk? Oh, excuse me. Ryan Grigg, citizenship, extraordinary effort. A lot of cool dudes. Look at the cool people. Woo, so cool with it. Ryan Jacobs, community service. Say it again. Salma Rashid. All right. She got me together, y'all. She got me together. Salma Rashid, leadership, community service. Oh, yeah, they keeping me together. I like this. Sam Massarenas, Communications. All right, gotcha. He said, don't mess my name up, is what he said. Sebastian Matthias Hidalgo Pena, Extraordinary Effort. Come on, let me see this. Wow, some superstars up here. Siobhan Johnson, Citizenship, Sports, Athleticism. She can do it all, y'all. Hello. A lot of former youth workers in the building. Yancy Allegro Pacheco, Citizenship. Waverly Watlington, Extraordinary Effort. Vivian Mossman, Extraordinary Effort. Okay. Victoria Fierro Ocampo, Leadership, Performing and Visual Arts. Okay, that's what he said. Make sure you don't mess it up. Toby Moeller, Performing and Visual Arts, and well-dressed. Tamara Valoyeva, Sports and Athleticism. Sydney Bowden, Extraordinary Effort. Siobhan Lewis, Performing and Visual Arts. Zanaya Lauderdale, Extraordinary Effort. That's right. Yorley Peralta Vasquez, Citizenship, Extraordinary Effort. Zazie Duchenne, Citizenship. And this person probably coming for all our jobs right here. Zia Percival, Citizenship. Before they pull me off this microphone, I just want everybody in the room to please find it in your hearts to really give it up for what these young people did. So when you think about that, think about this and what they represent. So give it up for all these young people today. Woo!
Thank you. So we just have a couple of more things that we want to cover before we get to completely celebrate. And I just want to say a special thank you to all of the teachers and the staff and administrators at the Berkeley High Schools, the Berkeley High School, the Berkeley Technology Academy, and Independent Study, for the work that they did in nominating all of these students who are shining on our school campuses. And I just want to say we had 160 students who were recognized through the Mayor's Awards. And none of that would have been possible without our amazing organizers of Andrea Bernal and Ching Xu, who are back here. I also want to thank all of our volunteers. I want to thank now I'm going to do the thank you, so just bear with me. UC Berkeley Office of the Chancellor, UC Berkeley Vice Chancellor for Equity and Inclusion, ASUC Event Services, who will be providing you your refreshments tonight. Our teachers, which we talked about, and staff. Our photographer, Mark Copeland, who will make sure that all of our students get their photo. Berkeley Community Media, who is airing this. Our event I already said it, Andrea. And the Berkeley Mayor's Office staff, volunteers, and all of our interns. Thank you, everybody. And lastly, most importantly, to the families, the caregivers, the parents, the friends who are supporting all of our students. Students, I want you to give them a round of applause. So we'll have light refreshments in the back. There's also a photo screen if you want to get your photo taken with the back screen of Mayor Ishii's logos. And have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for being here. This event was recorded by Berkeley Community Media, and we will make sure people get the link.